When you're a cleaner, you trust very few people, and those you trust better never let you down. Closers are afraid of the truth because they can deal with it. Closers that dig for the truth and get upset when it's not in their favor. Cleaners know when you're lying and wait for the truth to show itself, knowing whatever it is, they'll handle it. A solid uh, encourage is a thing to behold. Basically, you have a bunch of unskilled, untrained, generally inexperienced losers from the old neighborhood or some other unknown origin, guys who showed up to a party and never left, all swarming around, hoping for a stray piece or a free drink. Then those losers being and brain around other losers just to show they know how to party for free, always free, because none of these bumps have a dime in their pocket. They don't serve two purposes: telling a superstar how great he is and acting as a PhDs, professional holders. One day I'm going to make a PhD t-shirts. Congratulate these guys on their accomplishment and hand them out. Those guys will wear anything they get for free. You can screw up your own reputation. You are going to screw up mine. Our relationship has to be based on trust, or we can't get anywhere. Man, you can't keep me from playing, he said. You feel that strongly about it? Yeah, that's how strong I felt. For a moment, we just glowered at each other. Look. Some of these guys are a foot taller than I am. They could toss me across the court, but if you do that, you better make sure I'm dead, because I'm going to get back up and deal with you in ways you cannot begin to accomplish. Fine, I said, today is your last day here. I can't fix you. I ask three things of anyone who walks in my doors: show up, work hard, and listen. If you can't give me all of those three things, I can help you. You're throwing your money away, paying me for a job I can't do, and I left him standing alone with a ball in his hand. I'm always going to make you deal with the truth. That's the champion, recognizing whom he needed to trust, realizing he didn't have all the answers, and knowing what was at stake if he pretended he did. In the world of cleaners, if you can't be trusted, you're gone. A cleaner can count on few people. If you're one of them, it means you've earned it. If you're not, watch your back. A cleaner never forgives or forgets, but I have to be honest, you should watch your back anyway, because while you can trust a cleaner to finish the job, if his next job requires him to take you down, you are going down. I never said a cleaner was a model citizen. I said he gets results by any means possible. We talked earlier about trusting your instincts to make decisions, and a big part of that is knowing who you can trust or whether you can trust anyone at all, because no matter who you are, part of success means recognizing the people who can help you get where you want to go, putting all the best pieces in place. You have to surround yourself with people who can operate at your level of demanding excellence. You can be unstoppable or even great if you can do that, and probably the hardest thing for a cleaner to do, to cleaners trusting those in is the result as giving up control, and they usually have a painfully hard time with that. Cleaners have this in common: at some point they learned they could only trust themselves. A cleaner doesn't sit in the passenger seat unless He's 100% confident he can trust the driver. And one thing he knows for sure is that there are a lot of bad drivers out there. But trust doesn't have to mean giving up control and allowing other people to make decisions for you. I'm always amazed to see superstars who can do anything on their own. They hand over all their responsibilities to others, and then they're surprised when they don't get the result they wanted. A cleaner never just hands over responsibility and says, "Here, do this, too much risk." He'll test you first, maybe for 15 minutes or 15 years, whatever it takes, watching how you respond, observing how you work, how you carry yourself, deciding whether your motives and methods are up to his standards. He might not have any needs for you now, but when he does, he wants to know how he can snap into place. And if you've proven yourself, you'll get the call. If not, you're a ghost. A cleaner view people as if they're tall. If they're tools, each with unique, indispensable qualities, a hammer can destroy or it can build. A knife in the wrong hands can kill you, but in a doctor's hands, it can help you. A wrench doesn't do the job for a drill. It only does what a wrench is supposed to do. You're only as good as the tools you've chosen and your ability to use them to their maximum potential. That's a cleaner's talent, gathering the best possible assets, placing them exactly where they have to be, and if necessary, moving them into specific situations for his benefit. Cleaners are meticulous about putting their key people in place. They'll take a long time to build that ideal team, but when they finally get everyone they need this stay committed to keeping them intact. Think about the most successful people you know. They recognize what works, and they stick with it as long as it keeps working. Planners or really make changes just for the sake of change. What happens when you shaking things up or stir the pot? You get random, unpredictable results. When someone is constantly changing everyone around him, the problem usually isn't those being replaced. More likely, the problem lies within the guy who can't figure out what he needs. Pretty soon, no one's working together. Everyone is bitter and annoyed, and instead of taking pressure off the player, he can focus on the job that keeps everything else afloat. Now he's got the man to manage personal problems. The cleaner has to be able to trust that everyone around him has his back and isn't operating under some separate agenda. When you're an A plus person, you want A plus people around you, and everyone has to be accountable for doing A plus work. And part of making the cleaner look good is having the balls to tell him the truth, even he doesn't want to hear it. When someone says, "I need to be surrounded by positive people," I just laugh. You know what that really means. I want people who will lie to my face and make me feel better. You didn't hire me to tell happy, shiny lies. My job is to set people straight, no matter what the consequences. And if that makes me sound cold or harsh, I'm fine with that. It's made me very good at what I do. All I've ever done with these guys is given them a few phrases or an idea that makes them stop in their tracks. That's it. Then let them figure out it. That way, it's their idea. I don't need to be the center of things. I just want to do my job and get out of the way. If I'm doing it right, I always around, and you'll never see me. The truth is simple. It requires no explanation, analysis, rationale, or excuse. It's a simple statement that leaves no doubt. You can look at it from every angle, hold it up to the light, flip it over, slice it out, smash it with an axe. It's still the truth, but highly successful people rarely get to hear the truth. They're surrounded by assistants and security and eyes and the PhDs who go to tremendous lengths to keep their place in the circle of trust by managing the truth, shoveling polite opinions and puffy compliments, and generally to keeping the boss happy. But the boss doesn't always need to be happy. Sometimes he needs honest smack in the head. You want to be the most valuable guy in the circle, but be the one who looks the cleaner straight in the eye and tells him what everyone else is afraid to say. He might hate it and hate for you saying it. But a trust cleaner knows when he's being bullshitted and when he's being set straight and guaranteed. The next time he needs to know who he can trust, he'll be looking for you. If you expect the truth from me, you'd better give me the truth in return before I ask a question. I always know the answer, and I'll keep asking until you give me the truth. You can't make things better until you start making things worse. When the answer is no, a cleaner says no. He doesn't soften it or wrap it in something pretty. No excuses and no explanation afterward. Explanations are another way of saying I wasn't sure. But then I went through this whole long thought process until I came to a decision, and now I'm pretty sure I hope you understand. And if you don't need to explain do so something opinion your opinion the door to further this discussion, because when the other guy sees you had some indecision, he's going to try to negotiate. No is a closed door. No negotiation. Someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, and you start explaining, that person is going to ask you again and again and again. Don't make excuses. The truth takes one sentence, simple and direct. A question and answer. Most of the time when we ask for advice, we don't want the truth, we want the answer we're seeking. Be open to advice that goes against what you want. Cleaner law. Surround yourself with those who want you to succeed, who recognize what it takes to be successful. People who don't pursue their own dreams probably won't encourage you to pursue yours. They'll tell you every negative thing they tell themselves. Cleaners trust few people. They almost always try to follow their instincts and fix the situation later if they're wrong. Then trust someone else and kick themselves for not listening to that voice inside. If a cleaner screws up, he wants it to be because he did what he thought was right, not because he did what someone else told him to do. Beware of the cleaner you cut loose. He'll be back, and he'll be stronger than he ever was. When a closer speaks, you have doubts. When a closer speaks, you listen. When a closer speaks, you believe. They trust me. Why? Because I give them a straight answer. Few words have as much impact as trust me. If you say that someone you're taking, if you say that to someone, you're taking on some serious responsibility, and you'd better to be uh, able to deliver. If I say something they don't like, which is pretty often, it's for their benefit, always for them. If there is a choice between being an asshole who tells them things are about to go bad, or the good buddy who lies to their faces and tells them everything is great. Guess what? I'll be the asshole who keeps them from failing. They're used they're used to people showering them with roses, and I'm bringing the thrones.